100.7 The Score. Breaking down Estacado sports. This is the Matador Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 100.7 The Score mobile app.
Good Monday evening. Welcome into the High School Fan Zone on a Monday night. I am Randy Rosetta. This is 100.7 The Score on Fox News Now, Channel 34. I can't ever remember what it is on cable. I know it's Fox News Now. We're going to jump into a new week, the week after Easter, which, since I'm married to a teacher, I know this means you can start counting down towards the end of the year a little bit. Now we're hitting the home stretch, which for high school track meets means now everything starts to mean a little bit more. This last one meant a lot. They start kind of ratcheting up a little bit in what they mean. We're going to jump into the Matador Fan Zone and talk to two of the two coaches and two of the qualifiers who moved on to area round by finishing in the top four at the District 5-4A meet last week. I'm going to have the two coaches introduce yourself. I think you can see, Trent, you may have to lean in there a little bit so that they can see your. We'll get you guys to introduce yourselves and then tell me who you brought with you.
I'm Reginald Davis, and I'm the boys' head coach. And I have Iverson McGuire with me today.
Trent Ward, girls head coach, and I got Addie McNeil.
Yeah, which every time they send in the results, I have to change it because I don't know if she goes by, but I'm used to calling you Addie, so that's what I'm going to call you. So I don't know if I've ever asked you guys, have you ever foot raced these two? Have you ever tried racing your athletes here?
Well, I had shoes on last week, but I did race Iverson, and he beat me by probably like that much, but we only ran 60 meters, so he probably would have gapped me a little more.
Iverson's that true?
It's true.
It's true? All right, Trent.
Yeah, me and Addie haven't raced yet, but we might have to, before the season's over, we'll have to get in the blocks.
Because these two young people are very fast. I don't know, there's probably a more eloquent way to say that. I've got the list of qualifiers here. Addie, you slipped up. You added 200ths of a second to your season best the other day? So now you got to be motivated to take that time back off. Still pretty fast, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you finish first?
Yes, sir.
All right, 11.95 at the district meet. All four of the kids in that one are from Lubbock, so you're going to have some company when you get dabbling. Iverson, I know you were with some guys you're familiar with too. Let me scroll down here. I noticed looking at that edge between you and Gavin and James, was that like photo finish with you three?
I'm pretty sure.
It looked like it had to be pretty close, Trent. When you get guys that fast, when it's that close, are you kind of holding your breath as a coach to make sure that your guys in that group?
Yes, sir. You really are. You're just looking at the finish line, hoping that they finish through and give it all they got to the end. Because, one slip up, one let up, one not putting your head down, it can make a difference.
You guys let the San Angelo guy sneak in there too, right? It looks like he qualified in a few events, so he must know what he's doing. But you also qualified. Did both of you qualify in the 200 as well?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what number did you give me? 8 boys, 5 girls are moving on. So it's a small group, but all your kids that qualified were competitive right up there with the leaders.
Yes, sir.
So track's a different animal. You want to get as many kids as you want there, but you also want kids who are going to do something when they get there. Obviously, you guys brought these two. Trent, Addie's going back to area?
Yes, sir.
In both events?
Yes, sir. What
kind of chance does she have when she gets there to keep her season going for another week?
I think she has a real good chance of, keep on going and make it to Austin. That's obviously her goal, and I think she can get there just with a lot of hard work, and she's been putting a lot of hard work in and extra work, so she's doing what it takes to get there. So I think she'll get there.
When we talked last time, it was about you being a cheerleader, a basketball player. Stuff sort of slowed down a little bit?
Yes, sir. After
let me make sure you guys are using the microphone. I forgot to give you your directions here. See the microphone down there? It's underneath. When we come up on the break, we'll find it. I'm going to let you.
I found it. I just don't have it cracked up.
There you go. Now folks can hear you. Has it started to slow down a little bit, or you're a senior? So I'm a senior dad, so I know it also speeds up a little bit.
It's slowed down a little bit. I've just really been focused on track and track training, so I haven't even really been touching cheer at all. So that's been
Really nothing left to cheer. There's no team sports to cheer for, is there?
no, but for college, there's been like camps and clinics, and at first I was going to those, but I haven't been able to because of track. So.
And Iverson, you guys don't do spring football, right?
Not right now.
No, so you get to focus a lot on track. What's been your kind of what you've been doing these last couple of weeks to increase your times as we go here?
Just putting the work in and staying after a little bit, trying to work on my starts and in the weight room too, get my legs right so I can just push out faster and stuff.
Doing all right. So I don't know how much more room you've got to improve for both of you guys. I ask you about Addie. What about Iverson? What's he got to do to kind of tighten up a little bit?
I think you just got to stay locked into the training. He does that as well. So I think him just being locked in, training a little harder. I told him we're going to put a little bit more work in these next couple of weeks. So whatever it takes to get to the finish line is what we're going to do.
Does it help you to have James there with you? Because he's in both events, right?
Yeah, he is.
How much do you guys push each other, not just on meet days, but in practice?
He pushes me a little bit more because he's like, I wouldn't say he's faster, but his starts is way better than mine. So seeing him get out the starts, it's just pushing me more to like make mine better. So once I get mine like his, my time gonna be way faster.
And he's like the old man of the group now, right, James?
Yeah, he is.
He's gone to state the last 3 years. So this is like old hat to him. He knows what it takes to get there. Same question for you. For Iverson and James, what do these guys have to do to keep going for that next week?
I think they just got to keep showing up, trusting the training, trusting the process, and putting in the work pretty much. Because, they got it within them. They just got to show the world.
So I'm going to guess I know the answer to this because I kept asking you about what you did in high school. You went to state and track.
Yes, sir. 2 years in a row.
So you know once you get there, it's a big event feel. Addie, did you go last year?
No, sir, I did not.
You got to regionals.
Yes.
All right, so Coach mentioned it. That's everything. I've never actually been to the state track meet here. I've been to state track meets in Kansas and Louisiana, but Texas, that's a big deal when you get there. What would it mean for you to see a couple of your guys get there?
It would mean the world because it's one of the greatest experiences. So I want them to experience that and see what it looks like to race against the best talent in the state of Texas. So
and that's what I
want for them.
There's plenty of talent in Texas. So coming up on the first break, we're going to talk more Matador and Lady Matador track when we come back in High School Fan Zone.
Breaking down Estacado sports. This is the Matador Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back in. This is the Matador Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score. I'm Randy Rosetta. We're talking Estacado track because we just got done with the district meet. This week you're off, right? Next week's area.
Yes, April 17th to be area.
You get a little bit of a cushion, and then it just rolls on after that. It goes boom, boom, boom. And you guys want to keep going after that. We've talked to these two. Trent, who are your other, you sent me the list here, who are your other girls? I know Jada's in the long jump or triple jump?
Triple jump.
So she qualified in the triple jump, and then you have some other girls on the relay with Addie. Who are those?
Aaliyah Hennings, London Burrell, Zay Riddle, and Jada Fee.
Okay. And those are all familiar names. If you've paid attention to Estacado sports the last few years, those girls have all done something in different sports. Addie, I know you advanced a couple rounds last year. Did the relays go as well? Is this something new to them, or are you all going together again?
No, last year our relay team was all seniors, so this is a whole new group. So
you're like, you kind of have to tell them what to expect, and you have to kind of be mother hen with them?
Yes, sir.
That's got to throw that on your plate of all the other stuff you got going on. And Iverson, were you here last spring?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you on varsity?
No, sir, I was on JV.
Because that was a hard group to crack last year with the guys that were there, and then the guy who's up in Fort Collins, Colorado last night, or right now. Trent. Reginald, who are your other guys that are going? I know Raheem's going in one of the weight events.
Yeah, Raheem and shot put. I have James Bozeman in the 100 and 200. Iverson McGuire, 100, 200. And then the relay, we got the 4x1 relay, which consists of the Prince Parks, Iverson, Donovan Torres, and James Bozeman. Then we got a 4x2 as well with Ryan Robinson, Dontavius Bass, Donovan Torres, and also the Prince Parks and Malachi Pratt.
You got a couple of dudes who may not necessarily look like sprinters. When I'm talking about, when you look at Zarian, he doesn't, because he's got that linebacker build.
Yes, sir.
But traditionally, Estacado's got big guys like that are still pretty good at what they do on the track. And I mentioned you guys are trying to get back to state for the third year in a row or the fourth year in a row in the 4x2.
The fourth year.
Which I'm be curious if that's ever happened at Estacado or even in Lubbock to have a team qualify 4 years in a row. You're part of the 4x2 also, Iverson?
I'm an alternate.
Okay. Well, you can speak for them since you're here. You've probably heard those guys talking about it. How motivated are they to keep that little streak going?
I think they all want it bad, and I think they all want to win too, hopefully. And hopefully Coach Davis don't put me back on it, but yeah.
I feel like I'm stirring up a hornet's nest over here. Like I said, track's a different thing because you're running individually, but you're also both of you running individually, but you're also running as part of a team. How do you kind of balance back and forth between working on what you want to, but also understanding it's going to help your relay team?
I mostly don't focus on just myself because I know in my race by myself, I know I can do what I need to do. But then when I practice with other people, I need to worry about them too instead of just myself. So working with them, helping them get better at the same time, just as me.
What about you, Addie?
Sorry, I'm trying to think. Like, I kind of do focus on myself a little bit more in practices just because I just see myself more in a chance of going to state this year. But I have been more focused on the relays these last few practices and just trying to get myself more back into the team mindset. So that's just how I've been taking it.
For the two coaches, when you get to this point of the season, you've kind of narrowed down who you're working with. How different is that? How different do practices get when the stakes are a little bit higher and you can focus a little bit more on a smaller group?
Well, you're definitely dialed in a little bit more, and it also helps because, I had 50 guys total. So now I'm just having to deal with 7, 8 guys, so I can really focus on them a little bit more and kind of just tune up the training and have them more locked in and ready to go.
You guys both are football coaches, so it's a little bit different because you're working with guys that you're going to see again in the fall, in the summer, and you'll see them, Trent. But we talked about this last time. To me, Addie becomes kind of like a Pied Piper or somebody who can convince other girls, hey, this track thing, if you can work hard, you get a chance to go do this. How big of an impact has she had that way?
She's had a great impact, especially on the younger group, the JV group. They see her in practice, working hard and running fast, obviously, so that's what they want to be and that's what they want to put out. So she's been a great role model for them.
So no pressure, Addie. You got to start luring those younger girls to come and run track. That's going to wrap us up in the Matador Fan Zone. April 17th at Shotwell Stadium is the 4A area meet, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then they go on to regionals and hopefully on to Austin. We'll come back after this break and talk Monterey baseball in the Plains and Fan Zone right after this on 100.7 The Score.